Hello everyone and welcome. In this video, we're going to go through the challenge task answers. This does have quite a bit of stuff. Take your time, try your best, and if needed, go ahead and watch this video through this. Question 1. Use a filter function to show the customer service in department that has a salary greater than or equal to 100,000. So if you click that, it might be hidden. You can push unhide and it'll open that up. Same for this here. In this one, we need to do a filter. You start by filter this data, which is the array formula. And for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and do this one, data table, and then department equal to customer service. And I might just push enter to make sure that it's working. Yep. Now, the second one, just put a comma there for condition 2. Data table, salary is greater than 100,000. Hit enter, and those salaries are there. I guess the one thing, just in case, is I'll put an equal sign there too. I don't think there's any with exactly 100%, although that would have been a nice one to do. Now, question 2 is to sort by the salary in descending order, meaning that the highest salary is on top. So outside of the filter, you would do sort, and then you would do sort column would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it is ascending, and you would say false. Hit enter, and we have the highest salary on top, and it goes in descending order down. Question 3. You are assigning devices to users and need to create device names. Create a formula following the naming convention. First initial plus last name dash device type. They should all be in uppercase. So in the example of Idris Blackburn's computer, it would be I Blackburn dash computer. No spaces, all capitalized. Write it in the device name column. So this one's hidden. It might just be easier. You can expand it from there. Otherwise, if you push unhide, then it should go there once when it's opened. So this one's covering the length. So let's start with the left of I, and that'll get that I. Then we want to include, so ampersand or concatenate, either one works. And let's do right this, and we need to find the number of characters. And so this we'll want to find a space. Text to search is this one. Number of characters. So here we can see that there is 6 to it, but then you don't just leave it there. You also have to do the length of N3 minus that. Let's hit enter, and we have that first part. Now the next part with it is a dash device type. We'll just do another ampersand. You can do a dash, and then another ampersand, whatever the device type is called. So I Blackburn dash computer. I'm going to put this all in upper, hit enter, and double click, and it should go down. So now we have all of those there, and we have successfully done the upper, lower, down, below. I believe I said it in this video too. If not, you can push this up here to see the different ones, like this filter. You have this one here. We have the upper concatenate stuff there. Again, I used concatenate here instead of the ampersands. So up to you on which ones. Hopefully all of that sort of makes sense, but whichever one works. So I just opened question 4 and 5. Using this link in there, use import range to pull the challenge task table in columns A through D. Here, we're going to use import range. This is the spreadsheet URL. For the range string, you have 2 options. It is actually a structured table, so you would be able to use challenge task all. Oh, you gotta have a pound symbol all. The other thing you can do, the tab is called challenge task. So you can put that exclamation point to show that it's a range and do AD, hit enter, and that would also get the same there. Whichever one you need or prefer to do is up to you. Let's go to the next one. Question 5. Create a sparkline in the amount from goal column. Follow the sparkline options below. Create a chart type of column. Highlight the negative numbers in red, neg color. Highlight the highest earned in green, high color. So let's start by making the sparkline and choosing the chart type of column. So equal sparkline. The data is going to be the amount from goal, options, and that's where you need to use these brackets. I like to just kind of make it all already there and then work on the options. So we're going to do chart type bar, or not bar, chart type column. And you might want to just push enter to make sure. So that's what it looks like there. And it's just essentially showing the highest, and then here, and then negative, and then there. And now we want to choose the neg color, and we want that to be red. Then you can use a semicolon for the next option, which will be neg color and red. You can hit enter, and you can see how that negative number is now red. And we want the high color to be green. And that'll come up as an error because I forgot this should be a semicolon. So if you ever get errors, chances are that's probably what it is. So there we go. Now we have this chart in there that's showing the amount of goal from these years. I'm going to close this out since we're done with 4 and 5 and go to the last question type section. Question 6. In AJ4, use index match or the double lookup to set up a lookup based on the departments, AI3 and AJ3. Optionally add the if and a if there's none found. It's up to you if you want to actually do that or not, but that can be helpful. So this would be where we need to use the salary cost. And I'm just going to go a little bit, zoom out just one more so we can see the whole table. There we go. So I'm just going to use the index match for this one. And what we're going to do is index the data, so just the money there. Now we need the rows, and this is where we're going to match this search key of department to this range of where departments are. I'm going to close off the match, put a comma for the columns, then do the same match for this search key, and this is going to be the range. And then I'm going to finish that and hit enter. So now customer service, that's how much they were. If I switch it to 2022, you can see there, that's where they were at. Let's go to IT. So IT in 2022, and those numbers match. So that looks like we have that all set up correctly. Question 7, and the last question. In AJ 3 through 7, create a logical formula that shows the predicted total salaries by department by using this bonus structure for 2026. Set 3% bonus to any department that makes more than $110,000 on average per person in 2025. 5% for those who make $110,000 or less on average per person in 2025, and then 8% bonus to IT. So kind of have those three things. So let's go over here, and this shows the department total, and so we'll need to calculate how much do they make on average. So if you take this number divided by this, you'll see what the average salary is per person. So we can see here customer service is less, IT is less, however they have a special one, and then HR, finance, and admin all make above that percent. But we're going to use this portion right here to be the average. And so what we want to do is if this is greater than 110,000. Then this value is going to be what? Let's go back. 3%. Next, we want to take the same, but then switch it instead of greater than to be less than or equal to. Then it's going to be 0.05%. Then if A3 equals IT, we want that to be 0.08. So let's just start with this ifs first and go down. Now you can see that this shows the money right now. If you go Control-Shift-5, that'll switch it to the percent. That would make more sense right now with it, although by the end of it, it's going to be the predicted cost by department. But in any case, we have this. However, the IT one is not working. And the reason why is that we have this at the end. Because this is a greater than and a less than, we can see here that this is true as well, and this happens first. And so if you got that too, you actually need to switch the order, and I'm going to put this to the front in order for that true condition to happen first, then the other ones will go. So if I hit enter, now I see that 8%, and then I'll just bring this up. So again, you might have this laid out differently. Ifs are ones where there's lots of different logical ways to get to the same conclusion or same result, but this is where we get that percentage. So now that we have the predicted increase in salary amount, now what we need to do is we need to take that predicted salary and we need to multiply it by this number right here. Hit enter. And let's take a look at this. It's a huge percent, so let's switch it over. And so that's going to be the increase. If we bring this down, so that's 5%. That kind of checks out. See there, and this one was like 8, so those numbers look correct. And then now what you need to do is you need to add it to this one. So we have that percentage plus what they were making. And then this would get us to the final result. Now again, like I said, there's a lot of different ways. You might have even, instead of putting the IT first, you might have put it somewhere in the middle. Honestly, probably my answer here is going to be a little different than what I put in the results here. Let's see. Like I said, it can vary. So if it's IT, I have this here. Yeah. So essentially what I did is each one, I put that entire thing, which does work. So the AG3 plus AG3 divided by this. Then if it's greater, it's this. And so that does work, and it would get to the same exact result. Here, I'll even copy this over. And then expand this. Hit enter. Oops, I don't know why that got so big. But you can see these results do end up being identical. And so that's where, again, if your results are the same, it's there. If they're a little different, there might be something or one condition or portion that's off, but you know, there's a lot of different ways to do it. And it's just a matter of, I mean, honestly, in that day, what you're feeling or what makes more sense. Which one of these is, you know, the better one? I'm not sure. I mean, if I want to make this look a little nicer, I can do that. And then basically then whatever this result is in the ifs is going to get multiplied. So essentially the main difference between these two is that I took this times and put it inside the ifs condition versus did this in ifs to get the step for the percentage and then multiplying it. So technically this one, I guess, is a little bit cleaner. Depends on, you know, which one's a little more easily read for you and for your instance. Great job. You've made it through section 6 here now. We have one more section we're going to look at, which is conditional formatting. That's a way to allow you to actually color different things based off of conditions. This if and the logical expressions will play a big role into that. So if you don't quite get those, or there's different components like the and or the or that you don't quite get completely, I definitely say try looking at those, exploring and practicing those more, and to make sure our trues and falses are doing what we expect. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next section, and do those social things like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.